in effect, brother. Happy birthday.
Thank you, brother. I much appreciate it. And just coming off a nice, good weekend of some football. My Saints and my Wolverines both gave me a win, and hopefully I can get another couple wins out of them this weekend, man.
Just collecting dubs on the Bday weekend. He beat me again in our draft series. For those that keep up with the record, Cody is dominating me so far this season. Go and dust his shoulders off. I see you. I'm a little I'm a little concerned about how Cody's been doing me these last few weeks, so I'm getting back in the lab for tomorrow. You got something special for tomorrow?
I think I got a little something planned for you, and obviously Jeremy in there, and hopefully we can get Dustin in there, man. Dustin, if you're watching, hopefully come join us and try to take our money, man.
This is gonna be tough. A Thursday night slate with 4 people. This is gonna be tough. It's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be tough. And with that being said, man, let's kick it off. Let's get into the week 5. Week 5. I can't believe I'm saying that already. Games. Starting off with the Rams and Seahawks. What's some let's start with some concerns you may have in this game.
Rams, Seahawks. All right. Well, let's just start. I mean, the over/under on this one, we're looking at 49 points. I mean, it's looking like they're they're not expecting like a huge defensive battle. Like, the key concerns, Jared Goff. I think his touchdown interception ratio is like exactly the same right now.
Hmm.
Doesn't he have 10 for 10 or something? I think it's or something.
6 for 6,
But he's
actually.
not
Yeah, 6 for 6.
6 for 6.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of concerning, man, especially going up against that Seahawks defense in Seattle. Um, we could it's going to be definitely a big challenge for Goff going in there against the 12. And Seahawks, they came off that loss against my Saints, and then last week they looked all right against the Cardinals, man. It was the battle of the little tiny quarterbacks, man.
Yeah, no, I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. Very good point. Russell Wilson clone versus Russell Wilson. It's like that Will Smith movie that's about to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something. I think Tyler Lockett gets a lot more involved in this one than in Arizona last week. I was actually pretty surprised to see. I honestly thought that was going to be a monster game for Tyler Lockett, and to see the stat line that he put up last week, I think he's definitely going to bounce back this week in LA or against LA.
I mean, he has to, man. He's still getting a lot of targets. This game, honestly, even with the over/under, like you said, being at 49, I still feel like this game could go a little bit over that. I'm looking at a 55, over a 55-point game.
Hmm.
Even though it's a divisional game, and I always say divisional games seem to be tough. Um, Actually, I don't know. Now I think about it, these teams tend to play each other tough, but
They do.
Usually Todd Gurley shows up in these when they play against the Seahawks, and he has crazy games. Will we see that
He
tomorrow?
does. Even with Jeff Fisher, man. Like they'd come out and they had like the Legion of Doom, and Jeff Fisher was coaching the Rams, and they shocked the world and beat Seattle.
Todd Gurley just shows up against them. I don't know about this year, man. He's been very concerning to say the least. Todd Gurley this season.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely take that stat line he gave me last week. That's for sure. If he starts giving me that, I'm gonna be a lot less concerned coming the rest of the way out here.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Anything else to add on that game? I mean, Jared Goff, Robert Woods hasn't been showing up. It's been the Cup, so I mean, are you starting Robert Woods or Cup tomorrow?
You know who's honestly more concerning me than Robert Woods lately is Brandon Cooks, man. It just doesn't seem like Cooks is really getting those opportunities. Jared Goff isn't dumping the ball down the field, and those are kind of where Cooks likes to eat. Um, but besides that, yeah, I mean, this is pretty. This one's pretty clear. Chris Carson's gonna get his work. Gurley's gonna get his work. You got Cup.
Ooh, I'll shut my mouth, man. Robert Woods actually went off last week. 13
Yeah,
receptions, 164 yards. Jeez, everybody went off last week. That was just a shootout that
I
not too many
mean,
people were expecting.
when you throw 68 pass attempts, man, some you wide receivers better have some pretty decent numbers.
Very good point. 68 balls. What does that say? Gurley only had 16 yards in two. That's it. That's scary, man. He had 7 catches though. He did have that.
And they got Rashad Penny back this game for Seattle.
You get Rashad Penny back this game for Seattle, which is big. Um, so are you starting Rashad Penny, or would you bring him in this early, or are you giving it a week?
No, no, he's got to have at least another week, especially with coming off the injury. I want to at least get him those reps this week, and then we'll talk about it next week.
We'll talk about it next week. I'm cool with that. All right, moving on to our next game, we have the Cardinals and the Bengals. The 0-4 Bengals against the 0-3-1 Cardinals.
Oh
Who
boy,
gets
oh
their
boy,
first
oh boy.
win of the season this game?
Uh, you know, this is rough here. This one they're expecting, a lot of shoot-offs. I'm thinking. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of defensive effort in this one, man. Uh,
I mean, neither team's
Larry
have.
Fitzgerald, man, he disappointed me last week. So let's see. Let me break this down a little bit better here. Let's go into these comparisons. So Bengals lost John Ross that week. That's a big hit against Arizona. You wanted that burner in this matchup, and now having him gone, that's kind of gonna hurt them.
Mhm.
The good part about that is it's in Cincinnati, even though I don't know if it's really that great of an advantage because Cincinnati's just I've seen them lose home games just as easy as they lose road games. They don't seem like they play any harder at home.
I read an interesting article the other day, and it was talking about some politician in Cincinnati wants the Bengals to go away. They said after I guess their contract is up in 2025 in that stadium, and after that, he said he believes him and a lot of people in that city want to see them gone, man. They don't want to see them in there anymore. So I was like, man,
Oh, jeez.
yeah,
It's
that's
actually a really
heavy.
nice stadium. I got to go down there last year.
And I guess they're ready to give it up at 2025.
I'm trying to what was David Johnson's stat line last week?
So I do want to hit on that, and I'm gonna get this out there. I traded David Johnson last week. While you look up his stat line, I traded him last week, and I do not regret trading him last week, even though he has been a top scoring running back in fantasy. He's been doing it as a receiver, and that's been in PPR because he's been getting a lot of receptions. Running the ball, David Johnson hasn't been doing much of anything on the grounds.
Hey, he did pretty. Man, he did. Yeah, as far as the groundwork went last week, man, he did. He got stuffed in Seattle, but um,
Through the air,
eight
man, he's been
eight
showing off.
11 targets, 8 receptions for 99 reception yards.
Yeah,
Man, if you can get a running back that'll get you 15 carries and 11 targets, oh my.
yeah. I agree with that. How long is that going to last, though? Like until teams start coming down in the box and, they put a safety over David Johnson to take him away in the passing game, and he's not doing
But
anything in the run.
like you said, yeah, that first week, man, he had 18 rushing attempts against Detroit, and then it just fell off down from 18 to 7, down to 11, and then 11 again.
All over
So
the place, man. They're not giving them the ball in this offense. I just don't think they can run block. Looking at that offensive line, they haven't gelled yet, and maybe we need to give it more time. But right now, they can't block anyone when it comes to the run.
well, if we just look here, Arizona, Seattle last week stats. So Kyler Murray, he had 32 attempts, and it looks like they ran the ball 17, 20, 22 times. So I mean, throwing it 32, running it 22. I mean, it's really. I think it was just kind of game script in this one.
I mean, yeah. I can't trust DJ right now,
But
man.
how many games is it going to be game script, man, with this team? Because I mean, the lines they cannot win a game from the trenches to save their lives.
Mm-hmm. That division they play in, they're going to be in a lot of shootouts as well. Something to consider. Um, they will be playing behind in a lot of games or trying to keep up in a lot of games. So David Johnson is going to continue to get those targets, you know. So that is something, a great point you brought up earlier is DJ's getting it done through the air. And it's crazy looking at it. I mean, he's putting up what, receiver 2 numbers in every game almost. So, I mean, that's lovely to have as a running back. But at what point do we get our running back numbers, you know?
Yeah. One thing I noticed from Monday night's game, man, is Cincinnati is really, really missing AJ Green.
Oh, yeah.
That offense is really missing AJ Green.
Then you lose, Ross is gone for the season. And then you have...
Oh, is that the season?
Or no. I know there's a few games. I know Ross is gone for a while. I had to look it up.
Yeah, he's out for a little bit here.
And then Andy Dalton looked like the old Andy Dalton on Monday. He didn't look like the new Andy Dalton that we were loving.
Yep. The Zach Taylor hype kind of wore off.
I think he wants to.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm not trusting anybody in this Bengals offense right now until AJ gets back. Joe Mixon has been a huge disappointment. He has been a major letdown. I wasn't big on him. I was hoping Tucci actually took him in the first round like he was saying and show me. He didn't do it. And he was smart enough to pull that trigger. But I don't know, man. This Bengals offense, this week, I guess you think Andy Dalton bounces back against this Cardinals defense?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. The Cardinals defense, they looked pretty. Actually, hold on a second.
Week 6. If you're thinking what I'm thinking, Patrick Peterson. Week 6. I was already thinking the same thing.
All right. So, yeah, this is probably the last week. I think Andy Dalton could probably do some work on this Arizona Cardinals defense. Yeah, so Andy Dalton, Kyler Murray. But Tyler Boyd, he's still getting targets like crazy, man.
He is, but didn't he come out?
You gotta keep him in your lineup.
Did he come out with a hammy issue?
I seen him come out of the game for a quick sec, but he got back into the game.
Okay. Yeah, just looking at those stats for Monday.
Like he was out. No, I think it was like most of the fourth quarter. I think the rest of the way through the fourth quarter, he was out. Like once it was like halfway through there.
And that would explain Andy Dalton's terrible showing, man. He had nobody to throw the ball to. You can't lose John Ross, Auden Tate. I don't know, man. I'm gonna let you lead us into this next game.
Yeah, I think I like Curtis Samuel this week, to be honest. He's been kind of letting me down, but now that I'm thinking about it, man, without that Ramsey, I think you're gonna have Bouye over on. I don't think Ramsey he's not with the team right now, is he?
That's what I want to know, man. It's like so much is just up in the air in that situation.
You guys were beating him down last week, and he just sat there on the sideline and watched, not even in uniform.
Yeah, I know. And you know something else that I'm disappointed about, just going off that game alone, is that John Elway let the Jacksonville Jaguars leave with Jalen Ramsey. I thought he was going to pull a ballsy move and be like, hey, go step into their GM's office or their GM suite at the game and be like, hey, man, heard you trying to lose some weight on that plane. But he didn't do it.
Miami really set the table high on this one.
Think so? Why is that?
For getting 2 first-rounders and a second-rounder for an above-average left tackle, it makes it really hard to try to get a premier cornerback now. I mean, especially a guy his age.
That is a very good point, man. I didn't even think about that. Like, Miami's just messing up everything right now. They're messing up Williams. They're messing up They're messing up Parker. Peter Parker over there.
Mm-hmm.
Rosen is getting all types of jacked up over there. And then they mess up Jalen Ramsey coming to Denver. Oh, dang it, Miami. Dang it. And
No,
the
no.
Super Bowl is there this year. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Did you
You
hear
know,
that?
Minshew looked good last week, man.
Who did?
Minshew,
Oh, my
man, this
gosh.
kid.
Man, he's just taking the world by storm. He's amazing.
Evading, man, I seen him going. He broke like 3 tackles before he got the ball off.
Whew. And I mean, he just shredded us, and he just like figured us out and started shredding us apart. Now, don't get me wrong, Leonard Fournette played a huge role in that, but it's just, man, he did. Minshew is looking really good. I agree. I know someone posted a question in the group, and they were asking for the rest of the season, would you rather have? I want to say it was Shark or who's coming back? Golden Tate. Ooh, I remember that off the top of my head. But it was Shark or Golden Tate. And I want to say it was Carrie that asked that. But who would you take? Any input on that?
Right now, I actually answered Carrie on that. So right now, and I actually seen she had Murray on her bench too, and she was gonna drop Shark for Tate, or possibly even just cancel the claim for Tate and try to get Damian Williams for Shark. But I told her I would keep Shark right now. You have the known. He's easily the number one option there. At an offense that's going to be throwing 600 plus pass attempts. That's the known versus the unknown. You don't know if Tate. I mean, I know what I've seen out of Tate in Detroit and in Seattle, and I liked that. I don't want to see what I've seen out of Tate in Philadelphia. And then with, I mean, Gallman looked good, and Sterling Shepard is now getting some work in the slot where I kind of like to see Tate at. It just brings a little more unknown up for Tate. Where I mean, going into last week, DJ Chark was the number 6 receiver in the league, out of stats wise.
Ooh. Ooh.
So I mean, you can't just dump that off. I'm gonna keep Chark right now, and then I told her I'd drop Latavius Murray and go get Damian Williams if he's someone. I don't know why someone dropped Damian Williams, but
Hey, man, some people are impatient. That brings me up to another question, though. I'm glad you said that. So, are we dropping Lat Murray at this point? Is it time to drop him?
yeah,
We're done with him?
yeah,
Relationship's over? Yeah, he's what a
yeah.
disappointment.
What a very disappointment, man. They did not give him that Ingram role like they were saying they were going to.
I wonder if he's ticked off about that. Like, he's sitting on the sideline like, Ingram would have been in by now. What? How many carries did he have last week? Like 2, 3?
3. I think he's averaging like 3 a week, man.
Is he still hurt? Is that the issue, you think? Maybe still banged up?
I really don't think so. I think he's just not Mark Ingram, man.
And, hey, man, I can agree with that. He's looking like a beast. He's a stud, man.
Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling it was going to be hard to replace him, man. Especially for the price.
And Lat Murray, he had the hype. You guys have a rookie there, though, that might pass up Lat Murray pretty soon, don't you?
Yeah, and they also have, man, this kid last week, or we got this newer kid, man, returning balls for us, and he is a straight stud.
And who's that?
His what is it? Deontay, or hold on, it starts with a D. I can get it up here.
All right. While you look that up, I want to bring up something else.
Deontay Harris.
Oh, Deontay Harris. Okay. Oh, I see him.
He's the one that took it to the house in Seattle.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that man is quick, but he's small, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's like, man, it's really working out for us because like since he took that kick to the house and people started noticing his speed a little bit more from that Seattle game, Peyton's working him in a lot of like jet sweeps and fakes and stuff where he'll come around in motion and people think he's going to get the ball and then Kamara gets the ball the other way and it's just looking beautiful.
That's just messing up Lat Murray even more because it even seems like Taysom Hill gets more carries than Murray at this point.
Yeah, look. It looks nice.
for the rest of that offense. Um, what about did you hit? Ooh, another really good game, Packers and Cowboys. That could be a really high
Yeah.
scoring game in Texas. Ooh, I'm excited about that one actually. What do you think about
Yeah.
that one?
I think this is so the over on this one we got 46 and a half, and I think this is either gonna blow the over under out of the water or it's either gonna be really, really, really low. I don't think it's gonna get very close. Aaron Rodgers finally showed up for us last week, although
Yes,
he's got a big, big hit this week coming into against Dallas at Dallas
and that
with
defense is
no
looking
Devontae
good.
Adams.
Ooh, ooh, no Devontae Adams. Good point.
It's tough, man. Dak's playing really, really well. He wants that 40 million a year.
And I would say normally with no Devontae Adams, I would be really excited about playing Jimmy Graham this week because he did catch another TD ball from Aaron Rodgers. But Dallas is good at shutting down tight ends, man. That's one of their
Yeah.
specialties, especially with Sean Lee back. They can play against tight
Yep.
ends. So,
Yeah. They got the linebackers to do it.
ooh, MVS might be a good play.
Yeah, I like MVS this week. It's hard not to.
Yeah,
Somebody's got to get that ball from Aaron Rodgers, man. And I like it to be MVS. I think he's the more complete receiver.
nice flex play for sure. Or
Yeah,
Allison.
I'm starting. I'm definitely starting him this week. I got 3 different leagues I got him in, and I threw him in all 3.
Oh, already in the starting lineup. Are you
Oh
throwing him
yeah.
in at slot or are you going in receiver two with him?
I mean, it depends on the league. The 2 of the leagues, he's like a flex, but my one league, I threw him in the wide receiver too.
Okay, okay. So there you go. You hear that live, people. That is definitely a nice play. Somebody has to get the targets there. My biggest concern is Green Bay is known for throwing the ball to that unknown receiver, and that might be what is that kid's name?
Kumaro,
Yes, thank you, Kumaro. So
Jake Kumaro, the rookie.
be on the lookout for him as well. He might have an extended role. You never know. And this Cowboys defense is tough, so I don't know. It could be a high scoring game like Cody said, or it could be a low scoring game like Cody said. It could go either way, and I do agree with them where it could be either a super low scoring game or a super high scoring
Ooh,
game.
Kumaro's questionable for this one as well.
Oh, okay. So there we go. Allison and MVS are going to be definite plays this week, especially with no Kumaro. They're going to have to throw the ball.
Oh,
Uh oh.
Tyrone Smith is out.
Ooh, no
That's
left
a
tackle
big hit.
against a Packers defense that can get to the quarterback, man. I think they're number 5 right now in sacks. Another
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, man. Preston Smith and who's that? The other one from Baltimore, the other Smith.
oh my gosh. Terrell.
Something Tre'Davious Smith.
We know what you're talking about. Yeah. They're killing
Something.
it.
Man, them both of them. What 2 great acquisitions, man. Then you go get Rashawn Gary in the draft.
The crazy.
Applause.
Yeah, oh yeah, easy. Because the crazy part is they got him on great deals. They didn't pay high price tags for him.
Big time, man. And I forgot Adrian Amos too, man.
Yes.
Revamped that defense.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They have a stud in they did well in drafting. Alexander is a stud at cornerback. Man, they applaud to them, but the offense line is looking bad.
Yeah, they need to do some work there. I think that'll be what they addressed in the draft this year.
Wow. Nick Chubb named AFC Offensive Player of the Week. That's a disappointment.
Oh, he had to.
Like, we didn't expect that one. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Patriots signing Jordan Richards.
So, what do you think? Gallup will be back next week?
I'm hoping so. I was trying to trade for Gallup this week. Jerry Jones has been pretty quiet and numb about the whole situation. He said he wants to see how Gallup looks on the practice field. So I'm looking at an announcement either today or tomorrow. And even if they don't just straight come out and say he's not playing, I feel like we'll get a good vibe there tomorrow on how he practices.
So something else worth noting, I know some people might be a little disappointed yet again if you went maybe drafted Tony Pollard and then dropped him and then picked him up after his big week 2 weeks ago just for him to get 0 carries last week.
I didn't even notice that. Wow, how did I miss
Yeah.
that? But they did say, "Hey," and this is where it comes in. You have to learn how to read between the lines. Um, they were saying for the last 2 weeks when Zeke came back that Zeke's going to get more carries. Zeke's going to get more carries. Zeke's going to get back to his old role. And we kept ignoring it because Tony Pollard was still there, and he was still making good work on those carries. But I mean, the time is here, and that's not saying we won't see a little bit of Tony Pollard this week. But if I had Tony Pollard on my team, I would have my fingers crossed that Tony Pollard gets at least 9 to 10 carries in this game, so I could trade him and try to get something. Because, man, I'm concerned. I don't know. When the games are tight, they might not put Pollard in, man.
Yeah, for real. They need that workhorse.
You gotta feed the beast.
And he's looked a little off, man. You think he's all that Cabo time got to him a little bit? He hasn't looked quite like the Zeke we all have known.
I don't know. That's a good question, man. Maybe he's just getting his water legs going, and he'll start heating up. To be honest, man, there's a lot of players that I haven't been impressed with, and there's a lot of players that I have been impressed with that everybody else has been underwhelmed with, and it's funny, man. This season is so weird because, take for instance Leonard Fournette. I knew the buildup was there, and I was watching Leonard Fournette's games because obviously I have investment in Leonard Fournette, and I was just like, man, he looks good. He's just not putting the stats because everybody's stacking the box. And Minshew came in and saved the day, and he's opening up these defenses now. Somebody else, like Zeke, like you were saying, just doesn't look good, man. So I don't know.
Yeah. You want to move on here? What's next on our slate?
We got another sexy Sunday night game. We got the Colts and the Chiefs. Jacoby Brissett has been looking amazing, man. He's been looking like a stud in fantasy these last few weeks. And you know who's at quarterback for the Chiefs. Docs, a high score? Ooh, oh my gosh. Do you see the over-under?
Yeah, this is the highest over-under on the week. Just to compare a little bit, Buffalo, Tennessee over-under, the lowest over-under of the week was 38.5. This one for Indianapolis, Kansas City is 56.5. Still, I mean, they're expecting a shootout here, man. Jacoby Brissett's balling, dude. Wait, 10 touchdowns and 2 interceptions?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. He's been
balling
out.
Patrick Mahomes, 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Does he throw his first interception this week?
I doubt it.
Dang. Gonna make it 5 whole weeks with no interceptions.
I mean, it's just so hard. And the reason it's hard to intercept Patrick Mahomes is that this offense is so fast, man. And not only are you trying to just stop the short routes from coming, you're trying to stop from getting beat downfield, and you never know what direction it's really coming from. So you can't really rotate your zones, and you can't rotate or shade over in any other direction to try to get in those positions to get the picks. That's why it's hard to pick off Patrick Mahomes. I don't feel like the Colts have the playmakers, man. And that's just a little bit of football breakdown for our Tab Nation fans, man. Just a little love. So
some key injuries, you got your 3 top receivers, man. T.Y. Hilton's questionable. Devin Funchess is on IR, and Paris Campbell's questionable. You got Malik Hooker, who's out, and Darius Leonard, questionable. Those are tough injuries for the Colts. This week, the Chiefs get their starting cornerback, Claiborne, I believe.
Ooh.
Yeah, they get him back this week to go next to Breland. So,
Ooh.
if Damian Williams comes back this week too for them, this could get out of hand quick, man. I feel like.
I might take the under in this game now. Colts might not be able to put up many points, man. What is this? Oh my gosh! And the Chiefs are at home. Ooh.
Mm-mm. And Arrowhead, have a tough matchup for the Colts. And it really sucks, man. I just got to say, darn it, Andrew Luck. I'm so glad you went out on your own terms, but I was looking forward to this battle for the next century, man. Mahomes, Luck. Oh well.
Don't be disappointed, man. You get Brissett.
It's all right.
You get Brissett. And if Brissett keeps balling, I'm actually really, you know what I'm really excited about with this Colts offense? Is once they start getting healthy and they start getting all these fast receivers back, they can honestly look very similar to how the Chiefs are looking. Like, I'll say like a poor man's Chiefs offense.
Oh, Marlon Mack's questionable too.
Is he really? See, they just can't stay healthy, man. They can't stay healthy. They
No,
can't keep
man.
the weapons on the field.
Their whole offense, besides Brissett.
I mean, jeez, man. It's just like
Then
what
you
can
got your
do?
two most key defenders.
Yeah, it's gonna be an ugly game for the Colts. It's looking like, ooh, what's the who's? Oh, I can't see the spread. What's the spread looking like?
The spread was 56.5. Oh, the spread minus.
Oh,
So
there
the
it is.
Chiefs are favored 10.5.
Ooh, I might take that. I'm actually, might take some lines. That's not bad. But anyway, I think I don't know.
So
So are you
Sammy
saying
Watkins has to bounce back this week for me.
Sammy Watkins? Yeah. How many targets? I'm trying to look and see how many targets he had last week.
Bro, it was not a game for him last week. Justin Coleman was shadowing him, and he did an amazing job shutting him down. I was there, and that was, man, he did. That's another thing. Let me just say, shout out to the Lions secondary, man. Y'all did an amazing job against this Chiefs offense last week. That was insane. And I was at that game. Let me tell you, I've been to Ford Field probably 15, 20 times. By far, the loudest I've ever heard it in that place. It was like their Super Bowl, man, from start to finish. I couldn't hear the person sitting next to me. It was packed loud in that place. You hear me? Hello?
Oh,
Kansas City and New England,
Cody, can you hear me?
comparing those
Yeah.
two football teams.
I
And the
don't
difference
know.
between
Hear me?
Yeah.
All right. For some reason, my mic muted itself. Don't know why. That was weird. But yeah. What I was saying is, man, Patricia's starting to fill the stands up, huh? He's starting to get
Yeah,
some loyal.
not
man.
New England Junior, but different
That's
looks
exciting, man.
defensively, very
He's actually looking, compared to last year, man, it's like almost a complete 180. He seemed like he was losing his players. They were getting reports out of camp and stuff last year, and these guys didn't really want to play for him. To where it looks like these guys are really, really playing well together, and they got some good chemistry on the field. And there's even some depth. You lost if you would have told, I was telling people all week leading into this game, Darius Slay's out. The Chiefs are gonna feast on that Lions secondary, and man, they stepped up.
I'm excited about where the
You
Lions are
muted
headed.
again.
Oh my gosh. I'm actually really excited about
You back.
where the Lions are headed, man, because you got TJ Hawkinson. He's trying to.
Yeah. So Sammy Watkins, I like him to bounce back this week, man. Like I said, he got shadowed by Coleman last week, and he got paid by the Lions this year to come in and do exactly that. He did his job. I don't see that happening week to week.
Do you have me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So we have to have Watkins bouncing back, like you said. looking at his targets, he still has 6 targets. He's still getting the targets. Apparently, he just couldn't catch the ball like you were saying. Like, he was getting covered tight. So
He had one that was it was a touchdown, and Coleman was just shadowing man to man, and he had him as soon as the ball hit his hands, he smacked that ball right out of it, popped it right out, man. And I mean, it would have been a touchdown.
This Patriots team is starting to look very. Oh, excuse me, I said this Patriots team. Ha! Yeah, this Lions team is looking very Patriot-esque, right?
A little bit.
That even T.J. Hawkinson with the Gronk slam, I feel like it's a little bit disrespectful. You can't do the Gronk slam right now. Give it a couple seasons.
Yeah.
You're not there yet, champ. Not there yet. But it was a nice
He was
touchdown.
excited.
He did it his first touchdown too. So.
Yeah, he's loving it. Everyone's calling him mini Gronk around here and everything. It's a big joke. It's funny.
Hey man, it's happening. It's happening. Any other games you're looking at for this week? Any games on the slate?
Let's see. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, divisional battle, man.
Such a scary game this week for fantasy, man. Such a scary game.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. Like, both these teams are starting to get their offenses rolling. Well, Baltimore started off high. But when these two teams play, it's a defensive showdown, man. Every time.
Oh man. The Patriots are favored 15.5 points over the Washington Redskins this week.
Wow. 15.5?
That's like a college spread.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I told you, man, this is the old school Patriots we're watching this year, man. They're back. Wow. They found the fountain of youth, apparently.
I might have to get down on some of that, man. That's crazy.
That's a huge spread. Ooh, y'all, I mean, it's over under is 47 for the Saints and Bucks. And it's in New Orleans. Does Teddy show up?
I'm liking it, man. It's a tough one, but it's a division game. But we're at home. We're in the Superdome. If we can come out and defense can play like they have the past 2 weeks, I have no question that we win the game. But it's the Buccaneers, and sometimes we like to play silly against the Buccaneers. So
yeah,
if they try to get cute, it's not going to be pretty. But like I said, if we come in and we do our jobs like we have the last 2 weeks, man, I have no question in my mind that we win that game easy.
All right, man. The Bucks team, just to get into the little rivalry you guys have over there in your division, you and Hager, I think I'm gonna claim the Bucks, man. I think I'm claiming Bucks as our home team in Florida. Yes, we're doing it. I've been talking about it for a while, so Denver's gonna be our babies, but the Bucks are gonna be our Florida team. So
the good thing about the one thing about the Bucks that I don't like is we don't really have anybody to put on Godwin, man.
yeah. Because you gotta put Browner on Evans.
We'll have Lattimore on Evans,
Lattimore. Yeah, Browner. That's like 5 years ago, right?
Yeah. He was here for a little bit, a little stint.
Yeah. But Lattimore will be on Evans, which he's been playing really well. He did really good last week.
Really, really stepped up. Looked like his rookie year again this last game, man. Yeah. But I mean, we got Apple, but he's more of a zone guy. He doesn't really play the man-to-man too tight, and Godwin's in the slot anyway. So I mean, I think Apple's probably going to be more focusing on whoever else is on the outside.
Oh my gosh, Godwin! I'm sorry, I'm committed to Godwin now, man. He's putting up receiver one numbers, and every week I sit him, he like blows up. So
he's a must start this week.
He's gonna be a must start every week for me here on out. I'm not taking him out of my roster anymore. Even if he puts up duds, I don't care.
So Rojo. I hope he keeps doing this for me, man. Because I scooped him in 2 leagues.
Who's Rojo for those who don't know out there?
Ronald Jones Jr. out of USC.
He's been looking really good, man.
If he's actually going to start getting 15 to 20 carries a game, you have to go get him. If you can get 15 to 20 carries in your flex, I'll take that out of a flex all day long.
You know what the best part about that is? Is he had 2 long carries called back this weekend. And one was I think it was like one was a 27-yarder and it was a touchdown, and the other one was like a 15-yarder. They got called back to holding penalties, I want to say. And he was doing that against a Rams defense with Aaron Jones. Like, Jameis Winston is helping that team out so much by being this new Jameis. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, man. But I mean, that was the first week. He finally stepped up. It was cool to see. I mean, the week before he did actually step up a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, he played.
It was those first 2 weeks he just came out kind of slow, man.
I think he's adjusting to the new offense.
Seems like yeah, he's kind of getting unlocked a little bit with Arians.
I'm looking at some of the injuries right now, and I don't know how much time you have left. You can go. I don't want to hold you up too long.
I'm all right, buddy.
Oh, okay. Good. I'm looking at some of the injuries, and so Christian Kirk is questionable right now. It's not looking good for him. He suffered an ankle injury in Sunday's loss to the Seahawks and suggested the wideout could be at risk of missing time. It's coming from the Athletic reports. I know. I just traded for him last week. Something that is really alarming to me for the Falcons in the run department is Alex Mack. Mack suffered an elbow injury during Sunday's game. If he's missing time, that's going to be huge. That's their center. That's going to be huge on Matt Ryan getting the ball on time, being able to deliver the ball on time. That impacts a lot. So we got to keep an eye on that situation as well.
Yeah, I can agree with that for sure.
Looking through, Jimmy Smith is out for Baltimore already.
I'm going to Baltimore.
Bills, Singletary is still questionable. Robert Foster.
Brandon Williams, questionable.
Who's that?
Vance McDonald. Why is... I'm not even going to bring it up. It's cool.
What is that?
It's all right.
No. Cody's trying to hold information. What's going on?
I was just looking at this injury report for the Steelers. I was kind of wondering, is Shazier planning on trying to make a comeback?
Yeah, that's what they keep saying. Is he trying to make a comeback this season?
I don't know.
Running, is he?
They got him on here as a pup R spine. I was like, I don't know. I was just kind of surprised. Maybe it's just kind of a respect thing.
I mean, he's starting to move better. I mean, with something scary like that happening, man, I don't know. I always look out for the player in that situation. And for his sake, I would want him to retire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, retire and then, go do Ninja Warrior or something. And that be your comeback story.
Man, he's a guy that accomplished enough, man.
Yeah. And, he's a competitive guy. So it's going to always be in his nature. But I just want to see him retire and be able to live a long life, So, Deshaun Jackson still questionable. He won't practice Wednesday, so he's likely out this week. I know Darby's out. Tim Jernigan's out. This Eagles team is losing people left and right, man. Evan Coleman, did he practice this week? Nope, didn't practice Monday. Let's see if he practices today. Oh, yeah, anybody, if Tevin Coleman is sitting on your waivers, don't be afraid to go and grab him. He'll come back in the next couple weeks.
So I guess, you still have to start Juju. Are you starting any other receivers in this Baltimore-Pittsburgh matchup?
If I had Hollywood, I would start Hollywood. I'm actually considering sitting Juju. I don't know. I keep saying I'm not going to get cute, so I'm not going to get cute. I'm going to play Juju.
Exactly.
I'm learning from my lessons. I'm going to play Juju. even though I don't like the matchup. Jimmy Smith is out that week, but Humphreys just had a huge week against who did they play last week? I'm sorry. Yeah, the
Cleveland
Bengals.
Browns.
Yeah, they did play
They
the
got
Browns. Yeah.
beat up by the Browns.
Wait, no. Baltimore didn't play the Browns.
Yeah, they got beat up by the Browns. They busted my parlay.
Oh yeah, yes. What I'm getting confused about. Sorry, Marlon Humphreys. Yes, the Browns did amazing, but Marlon Humphreys shut down Odell. Odell didn't do anything.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm concerned with. Is Marlon Humphreys going to be is he our new shutdown corner? Because
But also, because I was thinking about that too. I was like, is this Marlon Humphrey like shutting Odell Beckham down, or I think they also might have just found a really big mismatch on Jarvis Landry and were taking advantage of it.
that's a good point. Because I'm looking at the numbers right now, and you'd have to go back and look at the actual game film to see what was going on. But it doesn't look like Marlon Humphreys had a lot of plays. It just seems like maybe they did a good job defensively scheming to shut down Odell. And now teams are seeing that Pittsburgh can win without Juju. Maybe that helps out. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I got to play Juju. So.
Yeah, Rudolph actually looked really nice in the pocket this last game, man.
Yeah, he's getting confidence, man. And that's what it's all about at quarterback. So.
I really liked him out of Oklahoma State, man. I thought he should have been drafted a little bit higher, to be honest.
Really? I wasn't never really big on him coming out of college, but that was just me. You and Alex are really good about seeing potential in quarterbacks. I'm really good at calling bullshit on quarterbacks. And Rudolph, I didn't have any types of vibe towards. I didn't even really research him. So I know they said the Steelers had a first round grade on him. So that's huge.
He looked good at Oklahoma State. It was just, you get overshadowed and big names, and he was, like I said, I would have liked to see him be drafted a little bit higher. I don't think he was some franchise guy, but I think he should have been drafted a little bit higher than where he was evaluated.
We're gonna see, man. I'm excited, man. I hope he does start getting Juju the ball more. I was actually reading an article this morning, just randomly popped up, and Mason Rudolph said in the interview, "I have to start getting that guy the ball more." Because everyone's talking about how much Juju is like this big team player, and he's all about the team and whatnot. So now they're talking about getting him the ball more. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not trying to be that guy that hypes up my own players, so.
So how about the Bears?
The Bears. What about them, brother?
They got the Raiders this week, man. How do you feel about this one?
Let's start the defense. Start the defense. Oh my God.
Chase Daniel. He didn't look bad. He looked better than Trubisky last week.
And that's saying a lot. He's moving the ball. I'm still not. I don't know about that offense, man. Montgomery is starting to get carries. I like that.
I think.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
If you guys, I think if you can go and work a way to get Montgomery on your roster, he's gonna blow up here. It's coming.
Oh yeah, it's right.
And Corey was calling for it before the Bears even drafted him. He said this kid's gonna be special.
Oh yeah.
The time is now. This kid is gonna be special.
He has a shimmy, man. He has some shape. So hopefully it comes through, man, and we get to see how this plays out.
Actually, this is a fun one because Josh Jacobs and David Montgomery, they kind of basically the two best running backs from the class against each other.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's a good storyline, actually. Two rookie running backs. Oh man, I'm looking at Robinson, man. He just, I told Alex this in preseason that Robinson is just an empty stat player. Like, he gets all the targets and he catches all the balls, But that's it. Like, that's what you're going to get. 7 targets, 7 receptions,
But
77 yards.
do you see? I actually seen, shout out to Sleeper for the stats, man. There was like 6 receivers in the league. There's only Robinson was one of them. It was like Robinson, DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans. There's a couple more in there that have seen a 20% or more target share so far this year, and Allen Robinson was one of them.
Ooh. But yeah, he's getting the targets, but he's just not doing anything. It's just, man, you give Juju
Volume.
7 targets and 7 receptions. That's 130 yards at least.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just it's just so boring.
But I mean, I'd like to see, like Big Ben's yards per attempt compared to like Trubisky,
Mm-hmm. Which that is that's a huge point. And I mean that Robinson is consistent, so that is a consistent receiver too. You're gonna get anywhere from 10 to 15 points from him. So,
I don't think there's really any Raiders I'd be starting in here unless it's Josh Jacobs.
what about Waller? I wouldn't even start Josh Jacobs.
Oh yeah, Waller. Yeah, Waller's a must. Waller's a week-to-week must. Don't take him out of your lineup unless it's a bye week. This kid, he's electric, man.
Yeah, phenomenal. I'm not. I know I say don't get sexy. I would consider sitting Jacobs this week.
No.
I just can't do it, man. That's.
If you have better options, I won't fault you, but he's still the face of that offense, and somebody's got to score or something.
Terrible match, man. Terrible match. Jaguars say cornerback Jalen Ramsey not expected to practice on Wednesday. So, yeah, Jalen Ramsey probably won't play. Ooh, Minshew I didn't know he had a knee problem. It's going to be on the injury report, but team says he is expected to practice in some capacity late in the game drive.
Oh, Darnold is practicing.
Oh, we getting that offense rolling again, and they get the tight end back.
Yeah, well, Herndon's back next week. Yeah, if they get Darnold back this week and then Herndon back next week, that will be nice for them.
Oh, that offense is gonna start clicking. If you can get Le'Veon Bell for cheap right now, peeps. Hey, even if you can get Le'Veon Bell at all right now, great.
Yeah, because this dude, I mean, you're talking about seriously 18 to 20 carries to 10, 11 targets a game. Like, that's ridiculous numbers, people.
Oh, man. Lev Bell is about to get so much work. And he's against an Eagles defense, man, that's been getting done bad. Oh, wait, but they're good at stopping the run.
The Eagles are 14-point favorites in this one.
And you have to play Lev Bell, man.
But that's with Luke Falk. If Darnold's back this week, I don't think they're 14-point favorites.
That's going to be an interesting game, man, because Eagles' defense is shutting down running backs. So is Lev Bell going to be able to – because even when Darnold was back there, that offense still wasn't really moving the ball, to be honest.
I mean, he's still a receiver too, though. Like, it's – they're going to get him some work in the slot.
Yeah, no doubt. Do we see another big showing from Diggs against that sorry Giants defense?
The leagues I got him in, I would like to start him, but I can't because I also have MVS.
You're running MVS over Diggs for sure.
Yep.
All right, Y'all hear it, folks. MVS over Diggs for those people that have him.
They just don't throw the ball enough for me. In Minnesota, man, the Gary Kubiak's killing those receivers.
Gary Kubiak is good at killing receivers, but he's also good at winning games. So he knows what he's doing. He's trying to develop a Super Bowl winning team, and that unfortunately that means bad things for those receivers.
Anybody you like starting out of this Jets Philly matchup? I'll probably start Wentz on the league. I have him. Just because there's not a lot of other options out there.
I mean, you got to start Alshon if he plays.
Yep. Alshon, you can flex at the very least.
Because the amount of targets he gets is ridiculous. You got to play.
I think I'm gonna keep Sanders and Howard on my bench, man.
Yeah.
Sanders really disappointed me last week.
Yeah, me too, man. Tell me about it. Tell me about
I
it.
needed him to come in clutch with Le'Veon on the bye, and he did not do it.
Yeah, I'm sitting Sanders this week. He would have had a phenomenal game had Howard not vultured him on those 3 TDs. Because on a couple of them, he drove them down the field. He was running back to get them down there. But like I was saying on the recap, I was actually watching that game, and he had a little hiccup where they were on the goal line, and it looked like he was about to fumble. He ended up getting the ball back, but coaches noticed that, and they're like, "Man, we can't risk that. You fumbling in the end zone." So maybe they have to get some confidence in him, and then that's when he'll get going. Don't drop him, for sure.
No. I definitely like him to actually take this backfield over at some point, just not this week.
Not this week against. Let me see. Oh my gosh, I just went blank. Who are they playing against?
I still think he's the better back, and they're playing the Jets, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, no doubt. He looks good back there, man. He looks phenomenal. You see that on the kick? Did you see that? Was it a punt return or a kick return? He almost took to the house.
Yeah, man.
He electrified.
Maybe even somebody else to keep on your radar if Darnold does come back this week. I mean, Philly's secondary really isn't that great. Jamison Crowder could be a target here, a streamer.
Great call. I'm gonna let you get into another game.